Casino here in Tunica. It's the largest casino and entertainment complex in Mississippi. And we are ready for match number 2. Cindy-Coburn-Carroll now advanced to take on Wendy Macpherson-Papanos. And we are currently in the 1,600-seat entertainment arena featuring top-name entertainment every weekend. However, this complex tonight holds 1,000 people. And coming up a little light leaves the 2-pin.
I talked to Cathy Dorin after the match about the lanes and 2 lanes being very different. She said initially 1 was really hooking. That's why they're deeper on lane 1. 2 was tighter. That's why they're farther right. It's actually a hook point in a different place on the lane, but it appears that lane 1 is starting to carry down as we start to see him missing to the right on lane 1.
No problem with the 2-pin. Wendy Macpherson-Papanos, 28 years old, from Henderson, Nevada. Her husband, Nick, actually works at Sam's Town in Henderson. Is that considered Las Vegas?
Actually, Las
Vegas, yeah. Henderson's just right outside. As Tunica is just outside of Memphis. And you said it, Dan. She comes out strong as Superman on that shot.
And that was a good view. You could see what I was talking about. You could see how far right the ball was projected on the lane, and there's plenty of hook there. It's just farther right on lane 2. It's a very challenging condition, having to play 2 completely different lines, maybe using 2 different balls.
Did Cathy remain with different balls in each lane?
Yes, she did.
Current leader in point ranking, second in earnings behind Tammy Turner for the 1996 season.
There's that 10-pin again. I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight. As I mentioned earlier, the channels are lower than they sometimes are. That causes the 6-pin. It's harder for the 6-pin to jump back out and kick the 10 out.
The lanes tonight provided by Brunswick. Last night, Wayne Newton appeared here in this arena, performed in front of a 1,600 capacity crowd, and it was just 18 hours later these lanes were up and running. Big turnaround. That's
the reason for only 2 lanes out here. It's also the reason the channels are lower, not enough time to raise them at the last minute. It's difficult. It takes a lot of time to set up these lanes out here. They did an excellent job for the amount of time that they had.
I know those guys were working hard when I came in earlier, and they said they'd been working all night long, thanks to Butch and his staff. And the score of match number 1, Cindy defeated Cathy 230 to 191. Both players were clean. We saw no splits. However, Cindy was able to string strikes together.
I believe Cindy finally threw a split after she struck in the 10th on her second ball. Didn't count as an open frame.
Crosses over. Leaves the 6-pin.
This is the shot she just made. So she set that ball around 10. Now watch it just take off. That lane is really hooking. There's some dry parts. Looks like if you get it right around the 10th board.
Cindy is a member of the Brunswick Advisory Staff.
Wendy, a member of Mongoose staff.
See her average this week, 231. Wendy was one of 2 players exempt. I believe it was Wendy and Marianne DeRupo that were exempt this week. The other 3 players went through qualifying.
So they didn't have to bowl, Wendy and Marianne did not have to bowl the 16 games of qualifying on Monday.
Now, did they change that format from 18 games to 16 games?
They did. We experimented with this last swing a little bit. We did it 2 weeks where there was only 16 games, 1 day of qualifying, 2 8-game blocks. The rest of the time we did 2 days of qualifying, 3 6-game blocks, or 18 games.
And did the ladies like it better, Jan? Did you like it? Wow, big mistake for Wendy.
Wow, there's quite a bit of conditioner toward the middle of that lane.
Don't see this too often, Jan.
See how the ball's just sliding, never even gets into a roll. No chance to get over to the head pin. She knew it when she threw it.
That was one of those, oh no. Now trying to convert the baby split. Get back to that point, Jen. Did you feel that the 18 games and 16 games, one makes a difference over the other?
I think there were good points to both. In the 18 games, 2 days, the people that qualified had the night off the second day, and there was a practice session for the seeded players. That was good. However, the seeded players had 2 days to sit around, and it was, I don't know, it was a lot of extra. It was another extra day for the players.
Wendy Macpherson bounces back, picks up the baby split. Will she be able to bounce back in this match? You'll have to wait and find out when we come back.